Our project is about integrating facility layout and simulation with the Make framework for improving our mails operation in Saudi Post. During this presentation, we will have 7 chapters. The first one is introduction. Second one is problem statement, project contribution, project methodology, methods for collecting data, implementing of the Make methodology, and final conclusion. A quick recap from IE 491. Mail system is a system that transfers things physically, such as letters or postcards. Saudi Post Office is a general government institution that provides postal service in Saudi Arabia. Postal service is a service to deliver all postal service for home of citizens, and the operation department is the department in Saudi Post. It's one of the most important departments and where some of the main process and operations occur. The operation department Saudi Post, the main branch of Medina, faces a lot of challenges and difficulties, especially when a large number of mails arrive. And we have 2 main problems. The first one is flow and workflow mechanism, whether that's process flow, facility layout design, and sequence operations. Second one is poor resource utilization, whether that's employees, equipment, or space. The difficulty that the operation department faced results in failure to arrange equipment and offices in the rooms, struggle mails accumulate in an unorganized way, and employees spend excessive time serving mails. Contributing to solve the problem and developing the situation will improve process and operation flow, and also enhance utilization of space and employees. The contributing and benefits that the operation department will gain: eliminates unnecessary movements and steps, placing the resource in the appropriate place, increase the efficiency, and finally combine some operation to save time and effort.
By integrating facility planning and simulation with the Make framework to drive improvement of the operation department, appropriate tools for improvement are used and embedded within each phase of the Make framework to go smoothly from the define stage until the control phase.
Thank you, Abdurrahman. The methods for collecting data for this project were focus groups. Interviews were conducted with the employees in the operation department, and visits. During the project period, 5 visits were made to collect data and surveys, and lastly, stopwatch and distance measurements to measure the times and processes for all the necessary processes. Next, in the implementation of the Make methodology, there are 5 phases, which are the define phase, measure phase, analyze phase, and improve phase, and lastly, the control phase. First one is the define phase, which includes 8 tools, which we will see. First one, in the voice of the customer, is to know what customers say and want, and the key customer issue and critical customer requirements. And next, the critical to quality tool to highlight issues and try to solve them. And next, in the process flow chart, it shows every step and flow of mails. And after that, the process mapping shows every detail in the process using flow charts. And after that, the SciBook tool, which includes the suppliers, input, output, customer and customer requirements, and potential waste for both mails with WASL address and without WASL address. And next comes the process timing, which includes the times for all processes. And after that, the facility layout, which shows the layout for the facility and the operation department and equipment. Next, we have the simulation model. We have the verification and validation. And after that, the simulation model is separated for each room. Firstly, we have the receiving area, and after that, we have the sorting area. And next comes the inspection room. And after that comes the sorting room for mails with WASL address or without WASL address. And lastly, we have the process for males with Wasl address. And now my colleague Khalid will continue.
Thank you, Abdullah. For the measure phase, we have a total of 5 tools that we used. The first one is value stream mapping, and the outcome of that tool is that the queue time is 1 hour and 15 minutes for R mails, and the process time is 1 minute. For R mails Wasl, the outcome is queue time 5 hours, and the process time is 1.73 minutes. For process sigma level, we got the exact percentage for defect occurring from the Saudi Post, and then put it on the Arena software, and we got the place of the mails in the wrong place. Number of defects is 2, and for the wrong mails barcode reading, a number of defects 6, and the 2 mails stuck together, number of defects 0, and the new sigma level is 4.6. For measurement from simulation model, we got the waiting time and the number waiting from the Arena software, and the average operation department employees utilization is 17.19%. For the layout measurements, we got the receiving area, sorting room, inspection room, and Wasl office measurements. And for the distance traveled for R mails from point A to point E, 60 meters, and for R mails with Wasl address from point A to point G, 71.9 meters for the current situation.
In analyze phase, we analyze the information that handled in define and measure phase. Topics and tools that in analyze phase are root cause analysis, process map review, space measurement, and Arena software results. Here, Fishbone represents the main problem that operation department face, which are lack of operational utilization of our mail at Saudi Post office, and that problem related to planning aspects, equipment, facility layout, and planning aspects. Then we apply 5 whys at sorting room, and the problem definition is sorting room space is not utilized in optimal way, and the 5th why is not specify the needs of sorting room clearly. Also, we apply 5 whys on travel distance, and the problem definition is long travel distance, and the 5th why is not defining the needs of the process clearly. Process map represents the transaction of mails within the operation department, the rooms at high level and processes at low level. As operation department process map represents, some rooms are visited more than once to accomplish some tasks, which leads to an increase in the distance traveled, longer time, and more effort. In space measurement, we have at left side the figure represents employees distribution among the operation department. Sorting room has the largest number of employees, which is 10 employees out of 16, and that indicate the process's importance. At the right side, a requirement sheet represents the current situation of sorting room required an area of 53 meters square, but the actual space is 49.5 meters square. And this indicates that the current space is not suitable and compatible with the process occurring in sorting room. As we see at the table, the large number of number waiting and waiting time in the most room are leading to defects cases occurring, such as losing some mails and weakness in work quality. Also, utilization average is showing a large disparity in utilization rates, which are considered low, and that refer to a real problem in terms of employees workers number, task assigned, and effectiveness. Here the table represents the rate actual work hours per workday, and the current employee's schedule, and that indicate two clear weaknesses in making use of available human resources as possible, and poor schedule of WASL employees, which result in delay or mail WASL.
In the improve phase, we conduct three alternatives. As you can see here for the process map, the first alternative, we move a three process from the sorting room and put it in the receiving area. The second and the third alternative is the same. However, we move two processes from the sorting area, room to receiving area and one from the sorting room to inspection room. However, the rest of the process is the same as the current situation. Here's the number of employees for the current and the alternatives, where the current is 70 employees and the first alternative 8, the same as the third alternative. However, the second alternative is 10 employees. Here is the layout for the three alternatives, where the first alternative is the same as the current. However, in the receiving area, the process is located in the center of the receiving area. The second alternative combining two rooms of the top to make free spaces for the inspection room, and the third alternative by removing the wall glasses of the sorting room. Here's the distance travel, and the minimum distance travel between those alternatives is the first alternative for the R-mail and the R-mail with WASL address. For the average utilization, the minimum between the alternative is the first alternative. The maximum average utilization between the alternative is the first alternative, which has the 34%, and the minimum waiting time between all the alternative is the second alternative that has average time 2.12, and the number waiting of mails and the minimum is in the second alternative, and the maximum capacity between the alternative is in the second alternative, which has 3,700. After conducting this table with the 5 criteria: employee utilization, distance travel, waiting time, and total number of mail waiting, and the capacity, whereas the lowest of this criteria is 1 and medium 2 and the best 3. It shows that the total score best in the second alternative. And after conducting weighted factor model and getting the weighted from the manager of the Saudi Post in Medina, we can conclude that the second alternative is the best one between the alternatives. And after choosing the second alternative and its improvement on the current state is increase the employee utilization by 41% and decreasing distance travel for R-mail and the R-mail with WASL address, and decreasing the waiting time average. Also decrease the total number of mail waiting, and decrease the capacity of the operation department by 68% per day. For all the alternative, we design the sorting tables for the sorting room and the WASL office that specialize for the R-mail and the R-mail with WASL address, and the total cost is 2,852 Saudi Riyal. And my colleague Hamza will continue.
In control phase assists to make sure the alternative achieves the desired improvement. And the tools that in control phase are number waiting, waiting time, and 5S. The tools that used to represent number of mail waiting, histogram and Pareto chart. The benefit of using histogram and Pareto chart are represent number of mails waiting clearly, to analyze number waiting, to enhance the current situation, which result in the extent of development and improvement between current situation and alternative solution. As histogram shows, number of male waiting in the current state more than the second alternative in all room, except receiving area, due to the process number that occur in second alternative. And Wasl office has the most number waiting of males, which equal 222 males, and 84 for sorting room. As mentioned in histogram, Pareto chart represents 64% of total number waiting in Wasl office and 24% in sorting room. Based on that, the alternative solution provides suitable process flow, new techniques, and tools that assist to reduce the number of waiting, such as sorting table and custom cupboard for Wasl employees, as represented in improved phase.
Thank you, Hamza. Waiting time. Waiting time for males is a variable that needs to be controlled to ensure that the resources, employees, equipment, and spaces will always meet the requirements to deliver males at the best conditions and fastest time. As we can see from the chart, we notice an improvement in the alternative solution. As for the increased times in process number 6 and 13, in process number 6 is the machine inspection process, is because the record mails process has been moved from the receiving area and it is now located before the machine inspection process, which will be both handled by the same employee. And for this reason, the utilization of the employee has increased from 16.65% in the current state to 27.95% in the alternative solution. As for process number 13, which is pharma package process, the waiting time has increased due to the smaller number of employees, which are 6 employees with 4% of utilization in the current state and will be 1 employee in the alternative solution with a utilization percentage of 25.13% in the alternative solution. Next, in the alternative solution, less workers are needed to do the same job with more efficiency, and waiting time has been improved by 6 minutes from the current and alternative solution. And now my colleague Abdulrahman will continue.
Thank you, Abdullah. Here we will conduct 5S method, beginning with the sort, set in order, shine, and standardize, finally with the sustain. The first one, which is the sort, place a red tag for the unnecessary item or unneeded in the workstation, where the red tag has the item information, category, reason for red tag, and suggests action, and the comment, and the logo node. After that, the set in order, it is the line marking that distinguish the work in process item or the finished items. However, also identify the personal area and equipment area. And then the shine, which is the cleaning procedure inside the operation department. For the standardize, we conclude 7 methods to standard the operation department. The process map is the same as the second alternative. However, the product flow within the operation department, as you can see for the R mail and the R mail with Wasl address. The flow within a process department, here is the location for each process in each room. The flow within a department, you can see here the worker area and the flow of product within the operation department. The flow within a workstation, here you can see the motion of the employees that has a natural flow or symmetrical flow or symmetrical flow, and it is detailed in the report. And considering the general material handling plan for each room, which has 6 rights, and coordinate group of related operation by using matrix diagram and schedule. The final S, which is the sustain, which maintain the momentum of the previous S's and start from the top managers, assign the task to do it, the task of achieving the 5S, get everyone involved in the whole operation department or in the department itself, create a reward system, let them see the achievements of the 5S. However, for the 5S, every S has a checklist where After combining them and scoring all the checklists, the final score is included the level of the 5S, which is from 1 to 5, which is the best is the level 5 between the levels. The 5S outcome beginning with the sort, eliminate unnecessary item, clear up spaces. The second, which is set in order to identify the equipment and personal area, fixed workstation, keep what is needed close, and limit the wasted time and distance traveled. The third S, which is the shine, which a clean environment, increase the productivity of the employee and satisfaction. And the 4S, which is standardize, provide awareness of the employee duties. A new employee can understand the procedure easily, increase the responsibility of employee and decreasing neglecting habit. The final S, which is the sustain, is maintain the 4S's effort, ensure the sustainability of the operation, and make further improvement. And after applying the DMake and the tools for each phase, we provided this video to clarify the final shape of this project. Is there any voice?
Play it first.
Okay.
No, there's no.
Can you?
No, there is no voice.
Okay. This is a problem. Okay, good idea. Can you hear?
Still no.
Hmm?
Play it first. Just make sure. When you share the content of your screen, don't share the audio.
Okay, well. Okay, share the audio. Thank you, Doctor.
Assalamu alaikum. This video will present the operation department and the procedure when receiving a new package. At the receiving area, the package are entered the operation department, then the package that contain mails are opened and recorded, then the mails are prepared to move to the inspection room. The mails will be in a queue in front of the inspection room until the mails enter the inspection room. The mails will be ready to be inserted to the machine. After that, the machine will be working, and then the mails are sent to the sorting room. After the mails getting inspected, the cards that contain mails are waiting until the worker finish from them. Then the worker will put on the mails on the sorting table. The table has 4 paths for sorting the mails for different post office branches. The first worker will sort the mails. If the mails are mails wasl, then it will put on a wasl office path. And if the mails are mails only, the worker will put it in the remaining path. The second worker will record the mails to the specific post office, and then mails are filled in the bags. The third one will record the wasl mails and put them in a bag, and when the bag reach 50 mails, it will go to wasl office. And for the R mails, after they fill the bag until they reach 30 kilogram, after that they will wait in the yellow zone until get out of the system. The yellow zone is the dispatch area. For Wassel office, the packages with our mails Wassel will go to Wassel office and distribute to 4 employees to check the confirmed addresses, and then record them and sort the mails on the tables. After recording the whole package and the mails are inserted in the package, then the package will be weighed, and finally it will go to the dispatch area in front of the Wassel office.
For our project objectives is the focus to improve the R-mail operation at Saudi Post by integrating facility planning, quality tools, and simulation with the DMake framework.
That's all for now. We'll see you in the next video.